And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Once again, I'm Tommy Waters, and this is What Are You Doing? WRSU's only water-themed show. Joining me today is someone who actually bailed on me last week, but, I don't blame him. He's a busy guy. We're all busy people here. This man is almost as important as me. Almost. So please, it is my honor to introduce the indomitable Joey Blocks. Joey Bloch, my apologies. So,
well, thank you, Tommy. And just so the listeners know, you bailed on some newscasts recently.
Okay, listen here. All right. We don't need to talk about who bailed on what here.
Well, you brought it up.
We're all just saying. No, I don't blame you for that. So that was one of
I'm just kidding.
That was one of the more legitimate excuses I've gotten here. For people like, I can't come to your show. Why? I got this. Well, that's a terrible excuse. Joey here. Let's just jump right into it. What are you up to? This is Joey. You have an internship at Fox.
That's correct. I actually just finished it up now. I'm hoping to get an extension for the spring. So if anyone's listening out there, please hire me again. But yeah, so what I actually was unable to come to the show last week for because I got the chance to shadow Fox News Reporting, which is one of the afternoon shows at Fox News. So I got to see what the planning was like, as well as what the graphics design is, like everything that goes into broadcast television news show. And then I got to sit in the control room and watch it live.
You didn't get to talk or anything, right?
No, I didn't get to talk.
That's still pretty cool, though.
No, it still is. It was really cool seeing it. And so I've sat in one of those before, actually, with NJTV, since I used to have a mentor over there. But it's certainly a lot different level for the national television landscape, which was really cool. But most of my internship actually was not doing that. It was more working for this local division called Fox News Edge, which was pretty much they put out local news packages for local affiliates. So let's say someone wanted something at Trump, then they would be like, all right, let's put something together and send it to Fox 5 or something along those lines.
Yeah. That's really cool. Now, let me ask you, how much can you talk about, like, what the ongoings here? Did you sign like an NDA agreement or something?
I did actually sign one of those, believe it or not, but I can let you know what I can say and what I can't say.
Now, Fox News is pretty known for being a very right-winged sort of news organization. Did you feel that when you were there?
Actually, that stereotype is something that I did not see that much of. It's actually very different than you expect.
Really?
I was actually shocked. It's this very corporate PC area, and there's actually two divisions. I'm not saying that doesn't exist. There's the news division end of it, where the people in my division, they truly want to do the best they can to report on the news. The news is what they're very concerned about, like not having bias in it, just saying what the facts are. So that is something that I really admired seeing that there. And then, of course, was the opinion side, which I haven't really been as indulged into at this point. I don't know, maybe I'll end up landing on one of those shows next semester if I'm blessed to be asked to return. But for the most part, what I've seen, there's a lot of people that are not really into the right-wing talking points that they put out on air, which I'm not saying there aren't people there who do, but a lot of people are actually generally just trying to report on the news.
Fascinating. Was this internship paid or was this
paid?
Good. That's pretty good. Nowadays, that's pretty rare. Like every internship I've had come my way is like, it's unpaid, experienced. Can I get like at least a stipend for travel expenses? No, you can't get that.
Some people do that. I know, like last summer, I interned for Magic 98.3, which is a local radio station, literally 15 minutes from here. That one was unpaid, but I ended up getting a job offer at the end of it. So
nice.
Yeah, I worked part-time promotions there now. But yeah, I've done the struggle doing that before, but going into the city, I feel like it's almost essential to have some sort of paid thing, not just because you're entitled to it. It's more just so you can pay for the train, pay for the food, stuff like that. That's kind of what I use my
food that bothers me, like, because my car is terrible on gas, so I have to fill her up once a week, especially if I'm driving as much as I usually do. So, and it's just so much money I'm dumping into this. So I think the least they can do is just, front that cost. But that's just me. Call me crazy, Joey. Call me crazy, but a college student needing money,
Yeah, I don't think you're crazy at all, Tommy. I mean, you got to do something here. When you're going to New York and you're putting your time and your effort and your money in, you just need to have that basic enough to where makes it all worth it. I mean, experience is important.
Let
but,
the record
yeah.
show that I now have an official audio recording of Joey Bloch saying, "You are not crazy, Tommy." So I am taking that out. I'm turning that into a.
I know you're gonna say that when like I reprimand you for something in the news.
What are you,
and then-
crazy, Tommy?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have it ready on my phone. Beep. Tommy, you're not crazy. I beg. Well, Joey Bloch says something else. This is something funny. This is a funny story I always like to tell, though. I do Wednesday night newscasts, and for all last year, and it was Jane Chaco and yourself who did Night Beat immediately after. So at the end of my newscast, I would always say, coming up, Night Beat with Jane Chaco and Joey Blochs here in 88.7, blah, 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 you know, the legal ID. And I stuck with Joey Blochs for a whole year, not knowing that his name is not Blocks, it's actually Bloch. So this year, you didn't even tell me that. Stephen Nelson, a former alum here, told me. He came in. I was like, oh, yeah, I got Joey Blochs coming in really soon. You know, so I was like, what'd you say? It's Joey Bloch. And I'm like, no, I think I've been saying his name for a year and a half now. I'm pretty sure it's Joey Blochs. So then and he told me, and I felt like an idiot. So why did you never? You always correct me on names,
Well,
but
you
never
know,
your own.
it felt very personally. You know, it's kind of weird, like saying, "Hey, Tom, you got my name wrong." You know, I'm more of someone who doesn't feel need to correct someone in that case. So it felt awkward. I was eventually going to get like one of my assistant news directors, Caleb Kubre or Ryan Margolis, to tell you that was actually going to probably be the following week that you found out. But no, the real question is, why didn't Jane Chaco correct you?
I have no idea. So
Because she was the one in charge of you for the whole year before that.
no, no one could tame me. No, it was only you. It was only you. You know?
You're sucking up.
Yeah, a little bit, you know. But what are you talking about? This like your assistants? What are you important here or something? What are you important? What's your position here?
I'm the news director here at WRSU.
You're kidding.
Oh, you would have never guessed.
Never
you know?
would have guessed. I'm kidding. So, Joey Bloch is our indomitable news director here. So how's that going? You know, is it?
It's really cool. You know, there are a lot of challenges, obviously, that come with the job. Some I didn't expect, but a lot of interesting experiences I had. You know, getting to schedule the newscast, who's doing what, when. It's kind of interesting because for the longest time before I started doing, so I was the assistant news director prior to being news director. I always wanted to do strictly on air. I never liked doing the behind the scenes. Everyone used to tell me when I started getting into this field, since I want to go into broadcast news, they're like, oh, you got to be a producer. There's more jobs being a producer. Oh, a producer's so cool. You got to do that. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. What are you trying to brainwash me or something? But then I started doing this news director stuff where you have to do more coordinating of stuff and coming up with ideas and doing more behind the scenes work. And I actually started to fall in love with it. And now I actually would consider being a producer. I still want to do on-air stuff, obviously, but I see the world of being a producer is actually really cool and a fun one. So I'm hoping that these experiences have actually prepared me for that. And being news director, I definitely think I'm going into that world more prepared than someone who just a run-of-the-mill reporter or something along those lines, where I have more of these responsibilities that other people don't have to deal with. And as a producer, you have to deal with a lot of big responsibilities all at the same time.
I have found out here, you know, this place, we don't get paid, obviously. Well, I don't get paid here.
I don't get paid.
So, yeah, you don't. Sorry, my bad. You know, what else? I was like, this place doesn't count as an internship. What it does count for is experience, which I never knew. Which I think that's really cool, though, because I could actually. Because if I don't know what I want to do yet with my life. I think I want to do something along these lines. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But to say like I've done 4 years of WRSU, I've had my own show, I've worked in the news department and that sort of thing. That speaks volumes. I'm starting to realize like this is people say, oh, I want 5 years of experience or something. Well, I only just came out of college. How do I have experience? Well, I do. So,
There you go.
so I really like that. It's a really cool side of things here at the station. You know, but is it stressful though, the job?
Oh, man, it can be stressful at times when you're trying to coordinate things. Or people like, you don't show up for their newscast.
Okay,
Tommy.
that was one time. It was one time.
I'm just messing with you. Yeah, out of other people, Tommy, you have. I'll say on the show, you probably have the best attendance record.
Yes.
Out of
Well, I
all
mean,
of
I don't know if you know this, but I have the best Wednesday night newscast of all time. You know, I got an award and everything.
Oh, really?
Signed by John McCain himself.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, we'll have to see if John signs in at the end of this year for that.
I really hope he does. I really hope he does. No.
He'll do it right live from the grave,
Live from the... That's a funny thing. That's a funny thing right there. No, for those of you who don't know, there's kind of this ridiculous inside joke between me and my friends. We went to an aquarium in our local town, and we're looking at the penguin exhibit, and we're looking at this like 30-year-old penguin. It's like basically bald. It's shaking, and we get the alert on our phones that Senator John McCain has passed away. And I turn to my friend, and he just points at the penguin and says, "It's John McCain." And we thought that was the funniest thing. We laughed for, I'm not even joking, 4 hours about that. It was, I don't know why it was so funny to us, but just seeing this stupid penguin shake and just I don't know.
This is how you honor our war heroes, Tommy. You're just laughing at penguins. I mean, this man... was a POW in Vietnam.
I am not saying, he didn't do great things. I'm not saying that, but, he did great things for the country and everything. When he was actually in office, he did some. I'm not really a huge fan of what he did in office. He did some good things. I don't really know too much about him. I don't want to, spew what I don't know here. I tend to do that a lot, I just kind of
spread conspiracy theories?
It's not really conspiracy. Well, I do spread there are some theories here that I will get into maybe a bit later. Maybe if we got some time, we'll figure it out. But I actually, while we're on the subject, I do want to get into my, we're not even on the subject. Doesn't matter. Segue. Segue. Press the segue button. I want to have a button that just says segue.
Segue.
Raging Waters. There's a segment where we just rant about something that kind of gets under our skin. For myself, I lost my glasses case. I have no idea where it went. I thought I left it here. I have no hide or hair. You're probably saying, well, why don't you just leave your glasses on? Well, I usually do, but I have prescription sunglasses. So when I walk around on a bright campus, I want to put on sunglasses because it's so bright out. Last week, I completely forgot my sunglasses as well. So I'm walking around campus with just my glasses on, and I don't know how people do it. How do you just walk around without sunglasses? Joey, do you wear sunglasses?
It depends. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do. And so I can see how it can be done. But yeah, it can be annoying. Supposedly it's not good for your eyes. You get more wrinkles that way. That's what I've been told. So
without wearing sunglasses?
Yeah.
Because you're squinting.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm just walking around squinting, and I can't see already, My glasses are used for reading, so I can see without them. I wear them all the time because I always need to read something, or they enhance my vision, I guess you want to call it. So that's what's bothering me. I hope it turns up eventually. I have no idea where it went. It just it said, you know what, I'm gonna head out, and it flew off, Joey. It flew off. It's a shame.
Flew off right
under my nose. Right under my nose. What about you? What's that under
Raging me? So I guess I'm gonna go to Saturday on this one, where so I was supposed to go wake up at 6:30 because as part of my part-time promotions job that I was talking about, I have to do Rutgers Tailgate. So pretty much we do a Rutgers Tailgate show. Actually, our broadcast administrator, Mike Pavlichko, he works part-time at 1450 WCTC. So we are in charge of doing this pre-show, kind of like what's going on, the tailgate, blah, 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 etc. So anyways, I have to be up at 6:30. I'm supposed to be at the radio station at 7:30.
Yeah.
Well, I woke up at 6:30. I'm like, all right, let me just lay here for a bit, right? Then I just fell asleep, and then I luckily wake up. I guess because it was in the back of my mind, I got to get up. 7:10, and that's when I'm supposed to be leaving my house. So I'm just like, ravaging through my clothes, trying to get up. My dad actually had to be up because he had to go to work early because he had to work on a Saturday. And he's like, oh, I can make you breakfast. I'm like, no, I got to go. So I'm kind of annoyed that I just was so stupid that I did not just wake up when I'm supposed to, or maybe press the snooze button, or eat breakfast since that didn't finish up till like around 2:00. So I didn't really eat too much. I did actually get since Dunkin' Donuts was there, I tried their new plant burger or whatever, their meat substitute thing. It wasn't too bad, but still, I didn't get a decent meal till around 2:00.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. My eating habits are really weird. Over the summer, I actually tried. My friends, they're a lot healthier than me in the sense of they actually eat on like a set schedule. Like they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. When really I kind of operate like I just need one good meal a day and like maybe some snacks here
How do
and
you
there.
do that? I'm more of a set guy too. I don't like snacks.
I don't, because what it is, it's kind of like binge eating, and it's really not healthy. What I'll do is I'll eat a lot in like this one segment, and I'll be good for 24 hours basically. But then the next time I'm hungry, I'm really hungry. So my metabolism works fairly fast too. So that's why I keep this slim feminine physique here, Joey. So
Such a beautiful man.
oh my God,
I don't know
Joey.
how the ladies keep their hands off you.
Joey, it is a struggle. My grandfather always used to say, what do you say to me? He always said to me, "You have any broads with you? You chasing any broads?" And I'm like, "Pop, they're chasing." He's like, "They're chasing me," and he's like, "Good man, good man."
See, my
So,
grandfather was the other way. He's like, why aren't they chasing you? I'm like, I don't know, Grandpa. I don't know.
oh God, rest his soul.
Yes. Same with mine.
So, yeah. But what was I saying? I don't know.
You lost track.
I lost track because
You were talking about your metabolism.
my
Tom.
metabolism. Thank you. So over the summer, I tried. My friends got me on the bit of a schedule of like, hey, try eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but have smaller portions. So I did that. Joey, I felt amazing. Like it was a holy moly. Like, is this how normal people feel? Because
Yes.
you have like you're going through the day. Because after you eat a lot, you kind of just like you just kind of lay there for a second. Like you do stretches and stuff, and then you're ready to go after like an hour. With this, you're ready to go immediately. You have plenty of energy. So I wish I stuck with it, but the way I operate here is just kind of weird. So what I do is most nights I'm up pretty late because I'm either studying or I'm just kind of messing around with my roommates. Mondays I have to wake up fairly early to come here. Tuesdays I don't need to wake up till about 2. So because
two. Wow, really? You're like living like a rock star.
my class starts at 3 and it's on my campus, so I can just walk there in 10 minutes. Wednesday I have to get up very early.
I'm gonna say,
So,
Are You Awake?
I do Are You Awake, Thursday every other week, someone makes me come in to do Are You Awake after I told him I have an 18-hour day before.
Gee,
So,
I wonder who that could be.
yeah, I'm kidding. If I couldn't have done it, I wouldn't have done it. And then Fridays, I don't need to wake up till Are You Entertained, which is at 3. So again, I got to wake up at 2. And I operate on this schedule because I wake up, I feel nauseous in the morning. I don't know if you feel that. Like I'm not hungry when I wake up. It's not like, I don't know if you know the feeling, right? No, maybe you don't. What?
Well, sometimes, like when I first get up, I wouldn't eat, but like around like 30 minutes of waking up, then I'd eat.
It's about like an hour or 2 for me.
Since I got to eat something before I leave my house. I can't leave my house on empty stomach. Like Saturday, for example, was terrible. Like it screws with my whole day.
Yeah.
That's why I was raging on Raging Waters.
There you
about
go.
it.
That's what I love to hear. So that's what I love to hear. But yeah, I've gotten that before. Like you have like no energy and your body just kind of like goes. Then I get that second wind of like, all right, this is my body now reusing all my carbohydrates I've stored up. So I ain't hibernating for the winter. But so it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Hopefully I'll get back on that. I want to do it over winter break. A big thing I've also not been doing. I haven't been working out as of late too. I've just been busy with school.
You're not picking up those broads though.
I ain't picking up those blood. Let me tell you. I don't play. The chase has slowed down a little bit. I can't really run as fast as I used to. They're gonna catch me, Joey.
That's right. You're not showing off that 6-pack.
I ain't showing off that 6-pack right now. Over the summer, me and my buddy, we worked out pretty intensively. So that was really good. And then I come here. I started off doing pretty well, but then I started putting a lot of work here. Then my classes started piling up with the work. And then every time I get free time, I want to do something else besides, work out. Granted, I'm still staying healthy. I'm still staying active. I usually take walks on the weekends. I got this weird rubber band thing that I do for my arms and my shoulders and stuff. I try to do sit-ups every day. Try is the key word here. So
Try.
good. Yeah.
But you don't actually do it.
Yeah, pretty much. So, so hopefully, once winter break rolls back around, I want to get back into that. So that's my plan. So that's
Nice.
just me. That's just me. What about you? You
Me?
you an active person?
I have not. It's funny, is not since high school. Ever since I started college, the funny thing is I have access to a free gym here. and I've never used it once.
What's the free gym? Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, obviously.
I always said to myself, oh, in between classes, I'll just go.
Oh, God, no.
Since I commute, and that's never happened.
Yeah.
It's only gotten worse, and every semester gets busier and busier. So at this point, I've given up. I'm like, I ain't using that free gym. And then my mom tried to get me to join Planet Fitness with her because she was trying to get more active as well. And I'm like, Mom, I don't even use the free gym at Rutgers. Why am I going to spend $10 a month on a gym that I'm not even going to use?
Me and my buddy, we got a membership at LA Fitness over the summer, which started off pretty good, but then they started, kind of messing with our subscription a little bit because we got this really weird subscription where it was like $100, the two of us, the whole summer, so $50 a person. But I had to be there because the membership was in my name. So what it was is it was like a Memorial Day like special, and it wasn't technically in the system. So it was supposed to last for the whole summer until like August 28th or something. So May ends, June ends. Then at the end of June, I get an alert saying your membership will be canceled on July 17th. And so next day we go to the gym. Hey, why you canceling our membership? Oh, that's just when your thing ends. Well, no. We have this.
Wasn't supposed to last the whole summer?
Yeah,
what kind of deal is this?
That's what I told him. Like, look, it was supposed to last the whole summer. So do you want to keep it? You want to keep your thing? And I'm like, yeah, I want to keep my thing. So I kept it. All right. Next day, you will be charged this amount on this day. And I'm like, what do you mean you'll be charged? I already paid. Next day I go in. Hi, why are you charging me? Well, because you said you want to extend it. Yeah, but I already paid for the summer. And so I got in this whole, I don't want to say conflict because they just genuinely didn't know what I was talking about. So then I talked to the manager, who's the guy who helps me. He's like, oh, yeah. What I do is, so you don't get charged, I cancel your membership, then reignite it like afterwards. I'm like, okay, great. Thank you, I guess. But it would have been great if you told me that. So then towards the end of summer, he never reignited it. So we went,
oh my God.
So we went in and he's like, you guys, membership is canceled. And luckily,
every time?
Yeah, and luckily Mike, he was sitting over there. So he's like, no, yeah, they're good going in. So we were known. So I'd like to think we were known as the two schmoes that didn't have a membership but were somehow allowed in the gym.
Thing is, you better make sure you don't break anything, or else then they would know. They're like, oh, it's those two schmucks over there.
Yeah, pretty much exactly. So that was really good. That was a good time. We don't think we're gonna go back there unless they have the same plan, because it was a good plan, and we really did like the accommodations that they had. The big thing was they had a pool, and we like to swim, me and my buddy. And a lot of places that have a pool are ridiculously expensive. So the Atlantic Club, which is like the quote-unquote yacht club near us, that's just, I think that's like, I want to say it's like $60 a month or something, and we're not paying that. So it was really nice, though. Like, we did like a week free trial. We used every day during the week. And, yeah, we didn't come back. So, like, oh, yeah, we'll be in touch. We never were in touch because it was all like a bunch of rich people there. It was really weird.
Oh, really?
And we walk in with this weird, flimsy paper card they gave us that's scanned in. We get all these, like, scathing looks from the workers. We're like,
oh, my God. So, wait, was this, like, around Point Pleasant, or was this a little further south of that?
There's a weird thing I've noticed is when people live in towns, like, they don't usually travel to neighboring towns that often. Point Pleasant is so close to, like, everything else. Like, the towns are just immediately all next to each other that I consider it pretty close. It was like I think it's like a 15-minute drive away. I want to say it's in Wall, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
Wall's a nice area, so that I could see if this is happening in Wall.
I know it goes through. I know we have to go. I'm not sure how big Wall is, but I know we have to go into Wall. So it's definitely in Wall. Quote me on that.
So it is in Wall. We have confirmed that, ladies and gentlemen.
If I am wrong, then so be it. So be it. All right, I think I need a little bit of a water break here.
Really?
I think I need a water break. So actually,
water for Tommy Waters.
Yeah, we're in fact, actually, it goes right into my sponsor. Did you know I'm sponsored here?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's allowed.
Don't worry. Listen to this. This show is brought to you by water, hydration.
Ooh.
Yeah, Not any brand of water, just water in general.
Wow. So all the companies are coming after you for the money. Poland Spring.
Not even companies. Just like if it rains, you're welcome.
So God's your sponsor.
No, not God. It's the weather.
Oh,
The
Mother
weather.
Nature.
Condensation. Not even Mother Nature. Just the water cycle.
Wow. Everyone's feeling cut out of this.
Listen, I mean, I know the rules here. We can't take affiliation. So if God for some reason decides, be like, hey, I want to give you a sponsorship, I'm like, look, dude, I'd love that, man, but I can't do it. That violates FCC regulations here, so I can't do it.
That would offend all the atheists out there.
So keep it locked here on What Are You Doing? I'm gonna play. I'll come back. I'll explain why I'm playing this song.
Oh, I do like this song.
I had a funny feeling you like this song. Keep it locked here on 88.7 WRSU FM, New Brunswick. And welcome back to What Are You Doing here on 88.7 WRSU FM, New Brunswick. Once again, I am your host, the amazing, the beautiful, the... Give me an adjective. Give me an adjective to describe me.
You are a handsome, beautiful man.
That's the same thing. It's the same thing. Same thing. You failed.
Fun.
Pass the... All right, I'll take fun. Yeah, I expected a little
extravagant.
better. All right, extravagant. Now we're getting somewhere. Stop. You're making me blush. So
broadcaster extraordinaire.
That is pretty good. Tommy. I didn't even say my name. Tommy Waters. So
yeah, he is Tommy Waters.
That is me. Don't ever forget it. So why did I play that song? Do you know why I played that song?
I have a feeling, but I want to hear what you got to say.
So Joey Bloch is pretty infamous around here because he used to have a show here at the station called Bloch Rocks. Mm-hmm. Which is probably why I always thought your name was Blocks.
Yeah, that's how because I've had so many people say Rock Blocks, which I'm like, no, it's not the name of the show. It was Bloch Rocks.
Bloch Rocks. I don't remember that era. So I think that was, you joined your sophomore year, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my freshman year. That year I really didn't do much around the station. I only did RUE.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, you were supposed to join news and then you kind of bailed on us.
I didn't really want to at the time, so whatever. So, but I came around. I came around though. I did come around the news. But yeah, how was the show? I never what'd you do? I always wanted to know.
What did I do?
In fact, hold on. This is actually a perfect segue for the next segment I have, which is I always mix up the two because I'm never really sold on which one I want to call it. I think I call it up the stream, what you've been doing.
All right, so, up the stream?
Up the stream. Like, what was up the stream? So.
All right, so up the stream pretty much. So I played music. It was the best of indie, pop, and classic rock. So I played some classic rock on the show, something like that. I actually never played that song on my show. I did play some Zeppelin, though. It was A Whole Lot of Love I played quite frequently.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I did that. Had some segments like you do. So I did the news update where I pretty much did some news stories. The Billboard Hot 100. So pretty much I would say whatever the top 40 songs of the time, I'd read them out, maybe make some jokes about the artists of the time. I did weather. I did that, did the 7-day forecast. So I had some segments. I pretty much did that. I had some guests occasionally on. I think I had 3 guests total. Well, 3 times I had guests. I had this rap group one time in the summer. Was it last summer? Yeah. So it was last summer. That was from a friend of mine since he was kind of video work for them and such. So I had them on. Then I had Steven Nelson on quite a few times.
Of course.
Yeah, Alex Piednochka, I had her on. So yeah, pretty much it was a good time. I do miss it, but at the same time, I ran out of time to do it because being a news director.
Now that was my next question: is will the Rock and Block ever return?
Everyone always asks me that. If we
I mean, that's it. This is it for you next semester. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe if we start needing more people for overnights and stuff, maybe I'll do it. But for right now, it's not really in the schedule.
That's a shame.
I know it's so much because being news director is a lot of work.
I understand why you can't.
Yeah,
believe me.
It's kind of also been proper protocol for a while since I know Lauren Forsman, who was 2 news directors before me, she kind of inched away from her music show to focus more on the position. Jane Chaco, Nightbeat was really her only thing. So it's kind of more tradition at this point. And it's almost like I'd expect the next news director to do the same and mainly have Nightbeat be their main show and then department be their main thing.
You do have now, as you said, you do have two. I love this little smirk because you know exactly what I'm about.
Because
to
you've
ask
asked me this before.
Yeah, now we're live on air though. So you have two wonderful assistant news directors. Caleb Cooperite, who has his own show here, The Status. That's on Fridays from noon to 1, I believe.
Yep, that's correct.
And then we have Ryan Margolis, who just kind of he's here.
He floats around.
He floats
just
around.
Kidding.
He does what he has to do. You know. Do you have now? You don't need to tell me exactly, but do you have someone that you do want to? Do you have an option, or you haven't really decided yet?
You know, it's hard to see. As a news director, I can't really take a position on who I want per se. Obviously, I have two assistant news directors who may or may not run. There's also probably going to be some other people who run in the department because have you seen with the sports election last year when the person, when Justin Santu became general manager, a lot of people came out and ran for that. I think it was a total of 6 candidates.
It was 6 or 7. It was funny.
Yeah, it was almost hysterical. Like the whole department practically came out and ran for that. So it could potentially be the same thing if they're trying to fill a void when there's not one person that they see for sure. Like last year, not to be like cocky or anything, but I was the only one running. There wasn't anyone.
Well, that's not being cocky. That's just stating facts. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
so you were the only one who was qualified, I'd say, and the only one who really wanted it at the time. So.
That's probably true. You know how many people said, "Oh, I want to be assistant news director." Oh, you don't want to run against me? No, I don't want to do that.
Nah.
There were like 4 people applied for the assistant news director position. No one actually run for news director.
I would have ran for news director, if I wasn't because I didn't want to. I wanted you to have it, Joey. Like I know I would have taken it from you. So, but it's fine. It's fine. You're welcome. Basically, is what I'm saying. What can I say except you're welcome? That's another. Oh, okay. Side note. I'm sorry. So, in the entertainment division here, which is what I've started calling it, since we're technically not a department, I call us division.
No, technically, I'm your boss.
You are technically our boss. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's my question: is why aren't you getting more work done? Like why aren't you helping us more, Joey?
I help you more behind the scenes. Like Nala actually and I have like weekly talks about stuff that you guys are doing.
Really?
I made some recommendations. Some of them have been implemented. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, which is weird. We have an interesting relationship compared to other past news directors that were more hands off in your position. Also, a lot of the directors for Are You Entertained didn't really want the news director's help because, again, they were trying to be their own thing. Yeah. But now I think it's becoming more apparent that you guys aren't going to be your own thing, at least for right now.
At least for right now. It's kind of a shame. There's kind of this negative stigma towards RUE. I don't know why. I don't know what we've done in the past, but I'm on radio council here, and a lot of the upper council members, they are very vocal about their distaste for the entertainment division, which again, it just seems kind of unwarranted in my opinion, but that whatever.
No, I
don't know what happened in the past, but please continue. Go
ahead. We'll work it out internally. So pretty much I've made some recommendations and you guys just need to do a lot more interesting things. I mean, you're going to be doing a lot of live coverage of award shows, correct?
Coming up starting in January, we'll be covering the Emmys, the Golden Globes, and our big one.
Ooh, wow.
In February will be the Oscars.
Wow, do you have your people lined up of who's doing it?
We do. I will be doing all of them just because I figured, okay, sure, whatever. I'll be here anyway that night. It's because, Monday mornings, again, most of these shows are on Sunday nights. So, and that's, I don't see how that, yeah, we'll be good. We'll be good.
As long as there's no sports preemptions.
There is, actually... We might take Preface It over that. I know for the Oscars, at the least, we take Preface It.
Really?
So, yeah. I don't know about the other ones, though. So,
good luck.
Yeah, thank you. At the Emmys, we might be able to preempt others, but definitely, I don't know about the Golden Globes because they're kind of a joke. I'll say
kind
that
of
right
are,
here.
but they are a key indicator of what the Academy Awards is going to look like.
Absolutely, they are. That's like the road to the. If you can make it there, you're on your way to the Oscars. So that's really good. Well, I had something else to say.
What about Are You Entertained?
Yes, thank you. So what we've been doing is, if you are familiar with the sports show here, WRSU Crew, they have a bunch of hotkeys of sound effects here. So Nala, our fearless RUE director, that's
entertainment director.
Entertainment director. That's a fair title.
Yeah.
Long story short, we've been making hotkeys of ourselves. Not of ourselves, like we've been sending in different clips and stuff of things we want to maybe use over the air. My 3 clips were from SpongeBob. 2 of them were from SpongeBob. The first one was the horse. Do you remember the episode where he gets the seahorse mystery? And,
I remember that.
And he feeds her this Krabby Patty, and she just does this really weird horse sound. So I have that.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. And then I have the second one is when it's a very early episode is when they're looking for a treasure, and basically Mr. Krabs goes, "Status report, Mr. SquarePants," after they crash their ship. And SpongeBob goes, "The whole ship is underwater, Captain," which the joke is it's already they're underwater already.
Exactly.
But I find that really funny because I always say that whenever we go off the rails, which is fairly often, even just in like social situations, whenever we just get lost in something like, "Oh, the whole ship is underwater, Captain."
So do you have any sound effects that are not SpongeBob related?
Yes, we had to send in 3. That was our homework, was 3. And this one was a tough one for me because anyone who knows me, if you're a fan of the show, you know, big thing about me is I love dinosaurs. You know, that's my thing. You know, you've known this about
I would
me.
have never guessed Tommy Waters. When you have Jurassic Park as your profile picture
That
on
is
Facebook.
that is very true. You know, first of all, that is not Jurassic Park. That is a custom thing I had made.
Really?
So, well, I made it myself. So,
Yeah, you don't have it made. You made it, Tommy.
I did made it. So,
Own it.
yeah. But yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So I had to choose between. I had to think about what could be a good sound effect that other people could also use. I originally started off, I'll do like the Godzilla roar, the New Age, but that's long. I don't see the context of what people can use that in. Like, all right, I won't do that. I figured, I'll do the T-Rex roar. Again, I had the same issue. It's kind of long. I don't know what context I could use it in, and I wouldn't know. So what I ended up going was the Velociraptor hooting sound effect. You know, when it's like it rears up on its 2 legs and just starts calling. It's a very recognizable sound effect. And I figured at least I will use it at some point, just to be like, all right, you know what? I can, like, a word, like someone's calling in or something. Oh, we got a call from this person, have the thing start hooting. So, or I ask someone, hey, try to get someone's attention or something.
Yeah.
That's just me. I'm curious to see what everyone else did. So, because I think by the next time I will be on RUE, which will be in 2 weeks, because due to Thanksgiving, we will not be on Tuesday and Thursday. We should be doing it on Wednesday. I'm not sure about that yet, but definitely tomorrow. So make sure you tune in both today and tomorrow from 3 to 4 for Are You Entertained?
There you go.
Shameless plug. Every show I go on, shameless plug. So, in fact,
Yeah, it seemed like
you made a cameo on Are You Entertained on Friday.
That's right. I was just having me hanging in the music room. Just so a little context here, we have these 4 studio mics here in our studio, but we also have kind of what we call a satellite studio, I guess would be a word for it.
Yeah.
In the room who's right next to us, where there's actually this glass window and there's 4 other mics in it. We actually use it for another talk show that I do, Night Beat. But anyways, I happen to be hanging out in that room, and then Tommy's just like, "Oh, it's Joey Bloch. Let's get him on.
Put him on."
So like,
Talk 1 was already on. So what it was is Tina, who was running the board, she just got board passed, and we're teaching the other girl, Becca, pardon. How to run the stuff, so she probably pressed it on. Luckily, it was faded down, so we couldn't hear anything. So, but it was good. So, thank you for coming on, though.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. It's funny watching guys try and put it on. You're like, oh, where is it?
It's Talk 1. Press Talk 1. Which one's Talk 1? The button that
you
says...
guys having a major problem with that. Like, I was turning my mic on. Actually, I was probably the one who turned it on because I turned it on beforehand.
That was probably it then. Okay.
And I'm like, oh, well, I guess they don't have me faded up yet.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Because you can turn it on remotely now. Each of these mics.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Which I do like. I like that. Because the other day on, what's it called? What's the Are You Awake? You know, they weren't ready. They weren't ready for, like, the song finished playing. I was about to do the newscast. They were supposed to bring me up. They didn't. So I was just like, all right, I'll just jump in. So I can just do it right from that corner over there, which is great. So that's really fun. That's really good. But, yeah. Next thing. I'm done talking about this. Next segment.
Next segment. You got to make, like, these transitions. You have such a cool intro. You got to make, like, a big thing that's like, this is the segment, or
that's what I'm saying.
Raging Waters.
Yeah, I do want to do something for Raging Waters. I haven't.
You need, like, a raging waterfall, or, like, I don't know, raging water
something. Right? Well, this actually, I'll figure it out. This will probably be like over Thanksgiving, maybe even winter break sort of thing. So I'll try to figure this out. But I can't find that like I don't know what I should do because I can't just have like angry water because this leads then to my next segment is called Down the Rapids.
Wow.
Which is
all water themed.
Right? Water themed. I do have something called a meatball moment, but I usually don't do that. Because I was initially gonna call it my moist moment, which
Tommy, it's even questionable that you said now, but yeah, it's fine as long as you don't think about it too closely.
As long as you don't think about it. It's a water pun. So it's a water pun. So I changed that to meatball moment because it's a meatball. So it's a meatball. But Down the Rapids, what do you got going on? Something exciting going on in the future. Could be tomorrow, could be next week, could be in a year.
All right. Well, I'm going to talk about our next night beat. We normally have them Wednesday nights at 10, but we're not going to have it this week in honor of Thanksgiving. But the following week, we're going to be having Dr. Anthony Tobia on. He's the psychiatry professor at Rutgers Medical School. But what's so interesting about this guy is that he has an entire class dedicated to Disney called Addicted to Disney.
Really?
Yes. So it's all about the fascination that goes behind it and the phenomena behind Disney. And a lot of the tasks are you have to watch 31 Disney films in 31 days. And I'm going to ask him, like, what's with this? Why you came up with it? And he also won the Disney Plus Dream Job Challenge as well because he submitted a video talking about his class and why he wanted the award. So I'm going to be talking to him a little bit about that.
That's really interesting. I really like that, I'm going to have to reach out to this guy. That's a genuinely interesting topic.
Oh, so. Now you're going to steal my guest right from under me, Tom.
It's called networking, If someone has a cool thing. That's a cool thing. I got to look in. I've been contacting different organizations here. I didn't even think about contacting professors. That should be good. Granted, this show doesn't really lend itself to be more like news kind of like, but that seems really interesting to where I'd like to have, I don't know. I probably won't steal that guest just because that'll seem, or I might schedule him for like later next semester if he'll do it. So I like that though. That's really cool. Make sure you tune in for Night Beat on every Wednesday night from 10 to 11. And if you're really spicy, you'll stop by a little bit beforehand for the wonderful newscast, which goes on a little bit before 10, or at least it should.
It should be on right at 10.
It is on at 10. I thought it was a little bit before.
Well, sometimes you got a 9:59.
Around that time.
It depends. Whatever Lisa wants to do, the DJ before.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So I was just looking at Mike Pavlichko there. He looked like he just walked in. He's on the phone.
So, yeah.
Yeah, he looked like he was coming in here. I'm like, wow, you're going to have a conversation right on the air. All right.
I meant to close the door earlier. I completely forgot to do that.
Yeah, I thought about it too, but I guess we'll have to do that if there's another break. If not, oh well.
No, you want to do that? Here, I got something. You want to do that for me if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. I got because that's just... Yeah, next week, in fact, since we're talking about what we got going on, next week I have my roommate actually coming on. We're going to be talking Star Wars next week. And talk about the new Mandalorian show, talk about the Clone Wars returning, talk about the new movie coming out, and all that other good stuff. Thank you so much. So make sure you tune in. Aaron Williams next week, bright and early, 10 a.m. He never wakes up early. He goes to bed usually at like 9 a.m. So this will be interesting.
This is a partier you're dealing with here.
No, he just has a terrible sleep schedule. So he is not a partier by any means. So it's good though. He's a great roommate. I really like it. This week, today though, we've been at the beginning of the semester. What we used to do, we used to clean our apartment every 2 weeks. We've all been fairly busy these past few weeks.
Oh, no.
So
what is this going to look like, Tommy?
It's not, like, disgusting, but there are some dust bunnies on the ground. There's some mud tracked in. The bathroom's fine, but we need to clean because I don't want to go to over Thanksgiving break and leave a dirty apartment. So tonight, I told him we are definitely cleaning tonight, whether or not everyone is here or not, but everybody will be here. So 7 o'clock sharp, be here. Great. See you then. So hopefully they do that. So hopefully, because I'll be cleaning tonight at the very least. So yeah, that's that. That's that. Now you live at home, you said, right?
Yes, I commute, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So I commute from Hillsborough, which is about a 30-minute drive from here.
It's not terrible.
No, it's not terrible.
How's the traffic, though?
It's pretty decent. In the morning, it can be up to 40, but luckily I don't really have as many morning classes anymore. Really, the earliest is when I come in for Are You Awake? But it's so early, no one's even on the road yet, so I just plow right through down here, which is really nice. But no, I really enjoy commuting because you get to sleep in your own bed, you get to shower in your own shower. You don't have to worry about the annoyances of a roommate, which sometimes it can be really cool, but other times it can just be really annoying. You're just like, I got to deal with this person? Like, really?
Yeah. No, I understand. But, yeah, I keep losing my train of thought. What are you doing to me? I'm never like this.
You're just nervous to interview.
No, yeah, I guess I am.
But it's funny thing. I'll mention one more point though. Is at night it only takes me 20 minutes because there's hardly any traffic. Yeah. It's really the lights.
It's always quicker going home. You ever noticed that? Like, I don't know why.
That's even like on a road trip. Like it always takes longer to get there than to come home. Unless that's just the mentality. You're more excited to get there. I'm
pretty sure it is a mentality of where it just seems quicker because you've done the trip already, and now you're going back to a place that's familiar. So what you do is you get to a point where you're not necessarily in your town, but you're in a place that you recognize. So you're like, okay, we're basically home already. At least that's what I think it is. That's my working theory. But I do agree with you about the whole like sleeping in your own bed, showering in your own shower. But the best thing that I think is going on your own toilet. You know, you get that. You got
wow, way to get really into the details.
You got your home bowl advantage, Joey. So that is something like nothing ever.
And sad thing is, we're not talking about the Super Bowl.
We are not talking about the Super Bowl. But I never realized how low my toilet was at home because it's like made for families. So like it's made for like a little kid sitting on it as well. When the ones here at Rutgers, they're meant for, an adult sitting on it. So this one is like, I just like sit normally. With the other one, I'm kind of like squatting now a little bit. So I'm like, oh, wow.
But you know what you've noticed is the older you get, the higher you need the toilet bowl. Because think about it, when you're older, you can't bend that far down. So like if you're going to like a retirement community, it is like way up there. You almost feel like you're on a high chair or booster seat.
As a short person, I really hope that's not the case because I like my feet touching the ground when I'm using the toilet. I don't want my feet dangling off.
Well, it's either that or you're not going to be able to get off it. So I mean, which would you prefer?
I'd prefer to not get to a point in my life where I need help getting off the toilet. Just take me out before then. Just take me out.
But don't you want to live?
I'm 20 years old. My life's half over. So that's what I've.
You want to die at 40? What's wrong with you?
I don't want to die at 40, but it's just where's the quality of life after that?
Is there so much quality of life at 40?
Is there? I don't know.
I mean, Mike who's walking in is around that age. You're saying he's going to die tomorrow?
I never said he was. I said this is me personally.
All right. Oh, my God.
Hold on a second, Chief.
Now, hold on a second here. All right, go ahead.
You mean you're halfway to my point of death?
No.
Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying me personally.
Yeah.
Is me personally. That's it. I'm checking out at 40. I don't need anything else. I've paid my dues time after time.
Come back to me when you're 40. And let me know how you feel about that.
You got it, Mike.
Right.
You got it. Thank you for coming on, though. Mike Pavlichko, our fearless leader here.
40. I'm going to be 42 Thursday next week.
Really?
Thursday this week.
Really?
Thanksgiving.
Wow, you have a Thanksgiving birthday.
Happy early birthday.
Happy birthday. I know it's more like 50, I look like. But
now, this isn't just me kissing up here. You genuinely look younger. Like I am going to say that. So I would.
He says that as he's planning your death. So
I'm not.
Good. He's planning his own. Speak for yourself.
I'm speaking
Holy
again.
cow.
I'm speaking for myself. No, this is for me personally. I love. I gotta love old people. Gotta love them out there.
I'm
so.
not. Don't. I thought.
Yeah,
I'm not
come on, you're
about
insulting him.
I gotta love old people.
I'm digging a hole here.
Yeah, you really are.
Oh my god!
I'm digging a hole here.
He's
so
already in the basement of the student
That's
center.
it. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah, everyone.
Oh my goodness!
You realize most of our population is older than you now, Tommy, right? All the boomers, they're gonna come after you.
Oh, boomers!
Who took out Best of Blondie? Who played that?
I have no. That's been here for a while.
No, really?
I think,
Has it?
I'm pretty sure that's been here for like a week at this point.
Take that keyboard off there.
This?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at that.
No keyboards on top of the turntables.
I don't deal with the turntables.
Violation.
So
violation.
That is a violation.
I know
right
the
there.
turntables are furniture to most people, but
Yeah, who uses that anymore?
Yeah. All right. I just wanted to make sure you didn't think
No,
42 was the end of my life.
No, of course.
Some days it feels like that.
This is for me personally, so I hope you live a long, happy life, Mike.
Namaste.
Yes.
Thank you.
That
for
was
so
Mike
much coming
Pavlichko
up.
right there. Thanks for coming
Now
on,
I can
Mike.
say I've had Mike on What Are You Doing? Like, I've peaked here.
Now that's amazing
I've
because
peaked
I've
here.
never gone on any one of my shows, so it's a real honor when Mike Pavlichko
Let me tell you
comes on.
something. What Are You Doing? This ain't no show. This ain't no kid show here, all right? This is the big boy hour.
Yeah,
I don't just ask anybody to come on, so you should feel pretty honored.
I mean, you have a pretty good show. Then you had me, you got Mike, all in one show.
right? That is amazing, so.
Yeah, I think it's quite incredible. I mean, usually the only person who's gotten Mike on that I've seen is something Justin Santub related. Anything other than Justin Santub? Actually, Nala got him on for Are You Awake one time, but that was about it.
Yeah, but he loves them both, so.
Exactly.
He's in with them. They're in with Mike, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. How do we top that? How do we top that?
I know.
I don't know what to do now.
Well, we only got 6 minutes, so hopefully we can figure it out in that time.
Hopefully so. Tell me a joke. You got a joke on you?
Tell me a joke, your face.
Okay.
Your face is all
right.
your life.
Wow.
I mean, you look like you're halfway through your life, apparently, so I guess
No,
that's a
it's-
joke all in itself.
I'm pretty sure.
What have you accomplished, Tommy?
Well, I got a pretty popular radio show. At
Popular, really?
at-
How many people listen to the show?
This one, I have a fairly decent amount of listeners.
Really?
My highest listener count was 60 listeners, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I'm jealous.
I don't know how many people are listening now, but I don't care. I'll figure it out eventually. So,
Maybe you honestly could check, but
how do we check? Is it that thing?
yeah, it's that thing right there. But
Click.
we don't have to announce it to the
So.
listeners of what it is, but pretty much more or less, you have quite a steady fan base, which
I
is
do.
quite impressive.
I do have a quite steady fan base. So, yeah, pretty good. Decent turnout here today.
Yeah.
Decent turnout. So thank you all so much for tuning in. You have any questions? Always, where to find me. We like to plug their Twitters and stuff here.
So do people actually engage with you after show? Do you have listeners who send in questions or Tommy, I want to hear this?
I don't usually have listeners to send questions, but I usually have friends and stuff or different people that I know. They'll text and saying, "Hey, that was a great show. Love that." Like last week, a lot of people listened in last week,
Now I feel bad that it
which was really sad because last week's show was not a normal What Are You Doing? I played mostly music the whole time.
And the funny thing is, you didn't tell anyone I was coming on. It just was
It was just because again, I'd like to try to promote my show as much as possible. So I started a Facebook for the sole purpose of promoting my show. It's not.
I've never seen any. What are you doing with Tommy Waters? And I'm friends with you on Facebook.
I don't use it as much as I should. So
Yeah, get on that, Tommy. I want to press that like button and be I'm
what I
tuning in.
what I will end up doing though is over winter break, I will be creating a YouTube for What Are You Doing? The What Are You Doing podcast, because this counts as a podcast enough, right?
Yeah.
So I'll be start putting all my shows on YouTube just to archive and stuff, so I could get them off my Google Drive and everything. So
Oh wow.
we could do that, right?
Yeah, there's no law against it.
Yeah.
What made you think there is? A lot of people turn the shows into podcasts around here. So.
So I'll be doing that. The only issue is I'll probably need to cut out the music I play because here we have a fair use policy, correct?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
YouTube can go either way. I mean, as long as you're not trying to make money off of it.
Maybe eventually.
Well,
so.
tell me, what are you saying here?
Money is money. Money is great. So.
Wow.
But
okay, we got
is-
an entrepreneur right here.
But that is, I don't mean to cut you off here. I kind of lost track of time in
Yeah.
the latter half. I'm out of time here. Joey Bloch, thank you so much for coming on. Where can the people find you?
Where can people find me?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't think I've ever been asked that before. Well, I'm on Facebook, so you can search me up, Joey Bloch.
And of course, Night Beats every Wednesday night from 10 to 11.
Yeah, so if you want, you can listen to me every 10. I can't even talk. Every week, Wednesday night, except this week, obviously 10 to 11 p.m. You can also listen to newscasts. I do them every Thursday at 12 p.m.
Ooh.
Yes, so
I'll have to tune in.
yeah,
So.
hopefully you do, Tommy. And thank you so much for having me. It's been a great time.
Again, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
I might have to ask you back. This is a great show.
Wow, I'm
Right?
gonna get asked back. That's
Maybe,
so cool.
maybe.
Oh,
Relax,
maybe.
relax. Now this
Oh,
song,
well.
this song I heard over the weekend. I want you all to listen in. Amazing. I've heard it before, but my excitement was reinvigorated. Remember, I'm on every Monday,
10.
every Monday from 10 to 11. Thank you all again so much for tuning in. I'm going to leave you with this. Take care, all of you.
Ay, de mi llorón